So SetupCase was created when I realized a very important lesson in life. And that is, no matter how perfect you think something is as a developer, clients always want something customized, different, and tailored to their exact requirements. So you can try building a site by slamming together some plugins, but you'll see at one point that you're going to start spending more time maintaining security updates and upgrades between versions than if you were to just roll your own kind of concise code base that does exactly what you want to do, but you can control it because it's smaller and tailored to what you need. So it's important to understand that I do believe strongly in convention over configuration. And this led me to the Cake PHP framework, as it enables me to efficiently build custom software, but using standardized and secure programming methods. That's the important part. But now what was missing, and now why I created SetupCase, was I needed Docker to script my local startup procedures for my local servers, and even online later if you want to grow it. I needed a library of base features that can be modified for each project. It just means you don't start by rebuilding the wheel for every feature. I needed a launch system to securely and efficiently upload the changes that you worked on online, so you don't spend all this time updating. And optionally, what we offer is a cost-effective platform as a service, so we manage all of the online stuff. You don't have to touch that. So you just deploy it and it's done. Now let's go. I'm going to show you this video. It's going to go through step by step how easy this is to set up and how streamlined it can work for you. Let's go. Okay, to get started, just go to setupcase.com. Here's the website. And what we have is we have this install section, and this is going to go through all the steps to get going. It's really straightforward. Number one, I'm just going to literally copy this git clone script. So locally, I'm using PHP Storm, but you can use any program you want. Just make a new test project, or you can do this like right out in the open. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing test as a directory. I'm creating this. So now here it is. It's all fresh project. I'm just going to open up the terminal. You can use any terminal you want. You just have to have Git installed. And I'm simply putting in this script. So here we go. Git clone. It's just from GitHub, the SetupCase boilerplate. It's taken the main branch. It's a single branch. And let's push enter. So perfect. Now you can see I have several files here. It downloaded code blocks. This is something very, very alpha, but it's longer term. We have the Docker. This allows you to create a local server. We have our LaunchPad. This pushes stuff online. And here's the libraries that just gives you the base features. You don't have to always recreate stuff you don't have to recreate the wheel each time. So let's go back to the website. So I'll show you how easy it is just to follow the steps. That was step number one. Step two, we're going to go cd Docker, and we're going to start up our Docker container. So cd Docker, enter, /. I already have something running, so I'm going to do restart. But if it's your first time, you obviously do start. But I'm going to do restart. So I'm going to do one restart because I have something running in the background. And you'll see it pops up the your terminal window, and right now it's starting up the Docker in the background. Now you do need Docker installed, and it explains how to do that here. We recommend Chocolatey because it's very quick to get it running, but you can also manually do it just by going to docker.com and ensure you also have Docker Compose. Okay, so it's done. So now it's started up. So now I can go here back to my instructions. So now we're going to test HTTP localhost. That was all. So let's go now to a new tab and let's just type localhost. And it's already running. You can see if I click PHP info, we're currently running 7.4, but we're keeping things updated with the times now. But there's nothing else. You can see there, it's just their files that we have downloaded from the thing. So now, next step, let's go back to our instructions. Let's go now into the Docker container, because right now we're in Windows. We're going to go within Docker. So that's /2, you see. So let's just log in docker container.bat. I always push tab to do code completion. And now I'm in the Docker container. So I'm actually here under control. I'm under, these are all the files which you see. So they're all here. So if you ever want to know what one of the things does, you can see, for example, you can install Composer. Did we just copy this from the website? This is the install procedure, because that's the next step. Now that we're in our Docker container, we want to install Composer. So all it is /1 install Composer. How easy is that? /1 install Composer, enter. Good. And it automatically moves it into global use. So as soon as that's installed, you now can push Composer and you have access to everything. Good. Next, we're going to install Cake 4, Cake PHP 4. That's the latest version. So that's just going to be, if you want to see what it does, you can open it up here, but you don't have to. Just /2 install Cake 4, push enter. And now it's going to install everything. It's also going to install the Cake PHP authentication plugin. And then it's going to kind of just clean up our git ignore and git attributes because we're maintaining these git ignore and git attributes on our own. Now it's just asking to set some default permissions. I'm pushing yes. Good. Now let's go back to our instructions. We installed Cake 4 in step 6. We're now at step 7. Let's go back. Let's refresh. And you see now there's a source directory. We click that. And there it is. Cake 4 is running. The only thing is the database is not connected yet, but don't worry about that because that's the next step. But everything else you can see is correct. We have 4.7.4, etc. Okay, next step. We are now going to import the SetupCase library. This is just the base features so that you don't always have to start from scratch for everything. These are kind of what we've developed at Undo Logic as kind of just a minimum way of doing things. So we're back into our command line. We're going to go /3, just push tab. And you can see there, it says /3 import SetupCase v4. Remember, if you ever want to see what this is doing, you just go into this test docker control and /3. This shows you what it's doing. I'm pushing enter. Next step is just refresh. And there it is. This now is the very initial part of the setup. Now, what is this actually? It shows, what we've learned is you always want to add internationalization within your links so that search engines will always find you correctly per the correct language. So in this case, we have en/US. Now we can switch to French, for example. We can click on French. And you'll see the home page now switched to FRCA. Great. We also have one that's not set, so it'll get the language from the current session. So that goes to the same language, which is good. Now, in order to use the prefix, we have to set up login. We have the authentication working here. So we have a sign up form. Let's go here and sign up. Let's do test at undologic.com. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the password. Let's click sign up. There we go. User has been created. Now, what did that do? Let's open up our database. This is just localhost 8081. This is our local Dockerized database. Click on users. A new user was created. Test at undologic.com. A very hashed password. And the hashes in Cake 4 are now even time-based, which is amazing. So even the same password will never have the same hash. So it's very secure. So now that we have a user created, let's now try, and we were logged in automatically. You see logged in. We could log out again. Now when we're in the admin, you see right away our language was preserved. We're still in French. We can switch to English now, admin English. And you see the language is here. And that'll work. So you can also return back to the non-admin prefixed pages. That goes back to here. We also have a reset procedure. This does require you to set up emailing. It's not set up yet, but you can follow the instructions to reset. Also, we have object storage. What is that? So obviously with Amazon, a lot of people use AWS and you want to store objects. The problem is, I felt with the databases is it's nice to keep it on the same database, but you don't want to keep it in your main database. You want to do a separate database so you don't fill up your database. So we have a separate database called object storage. We're going to go ahead and upload a file. Here, let's upload a file here. So the file has been added. Here's a file. We can download it. And here's the file. Now, what did that do? Let's take a look at our database. Let's refresh our, this is not the same database as our users because you don't want those together. You want those separate. We have another database called object storage. We have files. We uploaded a single file with a blob of data with 875 kilobits. There's a verify hash. You can use that later. The file name was recorded. And what this lets you do now is on your website, you can allow users to upload and download files, but you keep it within your server. Now, obviously, this is just the initial system. Many more things to be added on later. These are usually the things that always take a little longer to set up in the beginning, so at least we have a base framework. So there you go. Very quickly and efficiently, we have a Docker running. We have a local database. We can do all our development. We can share this with our team members, and we all have the same system set up. And technically, you could even move this Dockerized container online, but that does require more tweaks and configuration to set up. So what we offer is a platform as a service. So it's a LAMP hosting service we offer. It has unlimited email accounts. You can connect domains to it, easy configuration. And to get started, just from the SetupCase website, just click on Store, and you can come here and purchase a plan right directly from here. You'll then get an email. It's an amazing service that we have Sure Support that gives us help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you have any questions at all, you can ask questions online. And this will let you have a managed online solution that's run for you. You can also move to your own hosting. You're not stuck with this hosting. You can use anything you'd like. Okay, so we've seen how to install something locally. That's great, but let's see how fast we can deploy something online. So what we've created is here you would modify the changes, whether it's in the HTML or the programming, doesn't matter. When you're all done, you literally come to the LaunchPad folder. Now, there's a single JSON file with settings. There's nothing private here. Because we use SSH keys in order to negotiate the upload, I'm not showing you anything that's private here. We're just using a staging URL, which is going to be staging.undologic.com. I'm now just going to use the setup staging server. You could also have a testing on a different server, but we're using the same server as live. I'm just going to right-click, run this file. This is the same as running a file locally on your computer. It's actually just creating an SSH string with all of the information it needs. It's going to log onto the server, git clone all of the latest files that you just committed, and then it's going to move it to the staging file. So watch this. I'm now going to put in my private passphrase. It's now cloning the information on the server. It's now check everything out. And now here we are, it automatically opens up Firefox with staging.undologic.master. We can now verify our changes, make sure we like everything we see, whatever the change was. And then we are literally going back to our files and just running 3 go live. So right click, run this file. Same thing again, it is creating a new terminal window. It's going to show the command that it's running. I'm just going to click, put in my passphrase, and now it's logging on. And the changes were now synced to the live location. It's that easy. It really is. Anyway, check back soon. We have a lot more new features coming. And if there's any questions, please reach out. Thank you so much. Talk soon.